Good morning, everyone. Today is a super rainy and cloudy day. I actually woke up to the sound of rain, and it is like the dead of winter where I'm at right now. So it's normally snow. I don't get up and excited about that, but rain, oh, absolutely. I threw back the curtains. I was like, it's rain, cloudy, it's gray, there's no sun to be had. It's gonna be a fantastic day. I don't know what it is. I just feel more creative. I feel happy. I feel happy. I'm not even gonna pull it apart anymore or assess that. I feel happy, so I'm gonna enjoy the happiness today. I figured it'd be a great time then to chat about all of the yarn that I used for February, some of the things that I loved. There's at least one line of yarn that I've been obsessed with, and it was such an unexpected, like, immediately I loved it. I started so many projects from it. And if you've been hanging out with me for a little while, you've probably already heard me rave about it. And you're like, Kayla, I'm so tired of hearing about it. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna talk about it some more. If I have the projects that I worked up with the yarn, I'm totally gonna grab it. Otherwise, we'll just have to use our imaginations for what I made. I did gift a couple of things away. There will be some things in here that I don't have examples of the yarn, but this, you know what? No, we're gonna start with my favorite one. We've already seen that one. Okay, this is the yarn. Bernat Forever Fleece. This is something that I never, ever would have grabbed. Joann Fabrics, that's where I initially saw it, and I've gone past it a couple times. I was like, wow, that looks like nice blanket yarn, but I don't need to start a new blanket right now, so I'm not even gonna try it. No, you must try this yarn. Like, I cannot express it enough. This is a super bulky number 6 yarn, so not even a yarn that I grab for all the time. Normally it's a 4 medium worsted weight. Like, that's what I have a ton of in the yarn dungeon. This, however, I just kept reaching for it. I kept starting new projects. I have 3 different blankets going right now with this. I'm just gonna say this, and I don't want to put it out into the universe like this, but sometimes they don't keep this yarn around. They will often have a new line and be like, here you go, how fun is this yarn? Oh, did we all love it? Never mind, that's it. You're done. We're never putting it back out again. It was just something to do for fun, and we know that you love it, so we're gonna take it away forever. I really, really hope that they do not do this. Just in case they do, though, I got way more yarn of this than I think I'll ever be able to use, to be honest, because it's just the texture of it. That's what it is. I was not expecting it to be this soft, so easy to work up. Okay, what I've been creating with it is Tunisian crochet. There's a Forever Fleece, and then there's a Forever Fleece Thin, which is like the baby line. Well, here's another one of these. Yeah, we're gonna find a ton of them in here. 1, 2, I don't know where the other ones sit. Anyways, it does come with a free pattern on the label, like actually on the label. We're gonna just like cut this open here. So you don't even have to go to Yarnspirations, but if you try this out, you definitely should go to their site because they have way more patterns. But yeah, so if you want to make this, and I think this is is it a crochet one? Oh my gosh, it's a crochet one. Stop. I didn't even look at this. A 10mm crochet hook. You know what? And I have brand new hooks, my spooky slime green and witchy purple one, and I don't have anything going for a 10mm crochet hook yet. 6 balls of yarn. Okay, we might have to go and get some. And this is the latte. That's the other thing. For this line, the colors are all very cozy, fall. I mean, it's called a latte. So let me just grab it real quick, actually. And it's just a Tunisian simple stitch. That's it. But look at that texture. It's such an underrated stitch too, just because it's a super simple one, and like probably the very first stitch that you'll learn getting into Tunisian crochet doesn't mean that it's a bad stitch by any means. Like, things don't have to be overly complicated for them to turn out super beautiful. One of the many, many things that I love about Tunisian crochet, but it just works a beautiful texture for a blanket. This color is latte. I don't know what this one is. What do we have over here? 2 lattes? 2 lattes. I don't know what this color is, but it looks like burnt pumpkin to me, so we're gonna call it that. And a little charcoal these are the 3 colors that I got. I did get one other color, but there was only one skein. And when I went back to go get it or get more, there was none left. And then I went online and that color was sold out. So I don't know what happened with that. It made me a little bit nervous. Other Joann and fabric stores had a ton of these. You could also order them online, which is what I ended up doing. So they had like a 25% off coupon if you ordered online and then picked it up in stores. So that's what I did with everything that was in stock. Seriously, I bought out my Joann and fabrics in this color, like these 3 colors. Maybe they have restocked since, but at the time, it was totally sold out. Why am I obsessed with this? It is genuinely fleece. Like that's what it feels like. Sometimes it's kind of hard to correlate something into yarn. So when I saw it, I was like, fleece, okay, cool, that's great. It's very soft, that's what it means. No, it's actually fleece wound up into yarn. That's what it is. And the texture is just unlike any other type of yarn that I've worked with. And yes, I'm gonna keep raving about it. I know that we've been talking about it for quite a while now, but I'm gonna keep on talking about it because I can't get over how freaking soft it is. This blanket was supposed to be a gift, but I don't think I'm gonna gift it. It's gonna be mine now. So I will make them something different if I have enough yarn left over. Like I was getting ready for Xmas season. I was like, oh, this will be great. I'm gonna go ahead and make this. The other thing is this blanket was gonna be for a toddler, and I just think it's gonna be too heavy because, I mean, you can see it's pretty chunky. I'm using, what is it? A 10mm Tunisian crochet hook. And it does have some weight to it. So for me, it's gonna be perfect because it's like almost a weighted blanket. Other version of this yarn though, where is that? Because I know that I am not finished with it. Right there, okay. Initially snagged it simply just for the color. I was like, oh, black and white, this is so great. But it's a lot thinner. Did I just put that one away? Yeah, I totally did. Here, I'll grab that one. Way, way, way thinner. And it even has like a tiny little human on here being like, if you want to make a baby blanket, use this one. But I didn't see that the first time around when I started this blanket, which is totally fine because now I have a bunch of this yarn and we'll just make another blanket. This one suggests a 6mm crochet hook for this blanket. Is that a crochet one? I'm gonna like lose it if it is. It is. Oh, it's like, okay, dinosaur. It's a dinosaur blanket. I was just gonna do something really simple and easy. Let's see if it is. Normally Yarn Inspiration is good about that, like very beginner friendly type of thing. Yes, hooded crochet dino blanket. Okay, how many of these do I need? 3 balls of yarn. I'm going back. 6mm crochet hook. This I got in order to make some beanies and never did. Another thing that I'm loving about this is it is gliding on my Addy knitting machine. So right now I am making a blanket. I know, shocking. I haven't tried it on my Centro machine, but I don't know why it wouldn't work because there's no fluff, there's nothing to get snagged or caught on. It's basically just one strand. And that's why it feels so nice to work up. I'm just doing big, really, really long tubes, and then at the end, I'm gonna mattress stitch it all together. Actually, probably not mattress stitch. I hate doing mattress stitch. It feels like it takes forever, and at the end, like, I like a good seam. When I'm making a blanket on the knitting machine, I like having a totally different color for that. So definitely the zigzag stitch to pull it all together, in which case, I don't know what color I'm gonna use. Also, I don't really even know the price point of this. I feel like we need to chat about that too. I get it on sale, so all of it was 25% off. Oh, look, and they do have a 25% off total purchase in-store pickup on orders over $35. Okay, so they're catching on. It has to be over $35 now. They are both still on sale. So originally $11.99 for both of them. And the Forever Fleece Finer, this has been released more recently, which is, oh, I'm assuming it's a little bit more expensive right now. So they're $11.99 both, but right now this is on sale for $9.59, and then add that 25% off. And the other one is $8.99. So that's what I got it at. It was $8.99, 25% off. So not every single color was at the store when I went there, but like there's so many of these. The one that I really, really wanted, but it wasn't in store, so I placed an order for, this one one's called Smoke. When I redecorate my movie room, I feel like this is gonna be perfect blankets. Throws, blankets. I might even make some pillow covers with this, honestly. So I have that coming. I have White Noise, which is literally just they're white. But I love that they have fun names. That's always a plus for me. If you're gonna do fun yarn and fun colors, please don't have boring names. Rumpus Red, another that I didn't see in store. Can you order online? Oh, there is a minimum too. So there wasn't a minimum when I ordered it, but if you want to get it online, it's a 2-item minimum. Okay, which again, if you're making a blanket or even a cardigan or something like that, that's not a big deal, but just keep that in mind. Definitely has more pink hues in it than red, but I still want it just because of the color, or like just because of the color's name. Okay, what is the one that I got? Oh, there's a matcha. Okay, let me just show you, like scroll through it. Okay, top, here is all of the colors. So this is the bigger one, just the Forever Fleece. So many freaking colors, which makes me excited because I feel like this is a good sign. Like they're gonna have it for a while. Please be a permanent thing. Like seriously, please be a permanent thing. No. Okay, I don't like that. It's not available for shipping. Any stores around here? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry. No. Okay, there's one store. Limited stock. You have to purchase in store. But I did actually go to that one and I didn't see this matcha. Imagine a rug made out of this yarn. Like if you've picked this up, you've played around with it, or at least touched it, imagine that now in a bunch of pom-poms on a rug. There's not quite as many for the finer yarn. There's only 6, and Zebra is the one that I liked the most. Then there's like, I don't know, just random colors that they normally have for their baby line. I can't really fault them too much for that because they are marketing it towards baby decor or like baby wearables and things like that. Yeah, decor too, because they have blankets. Ooh, but I do like that. This one's called Gumdrops. I actually would make this. I know a couple of people in my life that would be like, yes. You can only ship that one though. Not available, or like where I'm at, it's not available in any stores. You have to get it shipped. How about the other ones? Let's see, Zebra. It doesn't really matter. I ordered a bunch of it. It's gonna be coming. Yeah, not available anymore either. Oh, so please, if Yarnspiration, if you by chance happen to see this, you happen to stop by the Yarn Dungeon and hear me raving about this stuff, please, please, please keep this around. I want this to hang around. I have at least 10 more blankets that I want to make from this stuff. So don't discontinue it yet. Imagine we get to October and we have these blankets, make a couple of throws to have, go pumpkin picking, have some apple cider, just like chill outside, big cozy cardigan in this yarn too, like blanket and cardigan, probably some leg warmers, a beanie, some fingerless mitts. Like I want everything from this. I'm not lying. Like I love this freaking yarn. What else do we have in here? This big pile. Okay, Lion Brand's Wool Ease Wow yarn. This is another big, super bulky yarn. Like what size even are you? It was huge. Jumbo number 7, and it suggests a 19mm crochet hook. The reason that I even tried this out is because Furls Crochet came out with a jumbo hook, which I need to show that because it's fantastic. It's ridiculous how giant they are, but I honestly love them so much. The more I keep working with these, I find that I like them a little bit more. So this is the big one. 30mm crochet, and then the other one was, I think, a 20. Yeah, 20mm, which this is what I used for the blanket. It could have been the 30. Oh my gosh, I don't know. I didn't write it down. Oh my gosh. How and when am I gonna learn? I have to write things down. I'm never gonna remember it. Anyways, this is a blanket that I did at the end of the night, just made giant granny squares to test this out. We have cranberry and we have charcoal and black. Yes, there were 3. There were a lot of colors to pick from, but very true to Lion Brand form. It was colors that you would find very frequently on their site. Like nothing was neon pink or slimy green or anything like that. All very neutral colors. And there's nothing wrong with that, especially when it comes to throw blankets and stuff. It's kind of nice. And I did plan on gifting this one. Even though I picked colors that I really like, Hopefully this person will still enjoy it. My gosh, I don't remember which one I used. But either way, I'm liking these a lot more. There is a 25mm crochet hook. This doesn't have to do anything with the yarn that I use, but the hooks inspired the yarn, and they do have it on their site too. So they had like a little collaboration, Furls Crochet and Line Brands. They have other yarn on their site too. I think in the summertime they had a pattern come out for sunglass holders, like a little bag. I think it had like a drawstring or something to it, and they used some of Lion Brand's cotton. This time they have brand new hook launch, and they paired it specifically with this yarn. They don't have every single color available in this line on Furl's site. It was like a select amount. I'd say check out the hooks, but they're sold out right now. And I didn't even get the other one. There was a 25, went right in there. I know that I would love that one so much more. So like, also, again, Furls, if you can get more of these giant jumbo hooks, that would be fantastic. Seriously, big blanket. I mean, I can't even call it a throw anymore. It turned out way bigger than I was expecting. I just wanted it to be something to, you know, a throw. Put it on your lap as you're watching TV or movies or listening to a podcast, anything like that. But the granny squares got a little bit out of control. I think I did 4 down and 3 across. Black squares, cranberry squares, and charcoal to zigzag everything together. And I love, 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 love the chunky zigzag on this. Like, absolutely. This is why I like this better than the mattress stitch, because you can actually use another color and make it part of the blanket. I didn't end up putting a border or anything on this, and I don't think I will. Like, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. The only thing is this yarn is 100% hand wash, I think. Like, there's too much wool. Yeah, 80% acrylic, 20% wool, hand wash, lay flat to dry. And I really like to stay away from that as much as possible, especially when it comes to blankets and when I'm gifting it away, because it's just like, people don't like to hand wash blankets, you know, and I include myself in people. Like, I don't like to hand wash my blankets, but this stuff is more that I worked it up. I really fell in love with it, and I just feel like it's such a cool statement blanket with how chunky it is, and like this red is so crimson. I don't know. I think it's gonna go into the pile of like, yes, I will get more of it. I don't want to try the pumpkin spice. The person that I was making this for is not an orange person in any way, shape, or form. Like, just doesn't enjoy that color, and it wouldn't go with their decor. So I didn't grab it, but I might have to, just to like make one for maybe like halfway to Halloween. Maybe I'll do my movie room Sam trick-or-treat style, even though I've done that how many years in a row now. It's a classic, and classics are that way for a reason, right? Because we love them. Just at least trying it, especially if you have jumbo hooks yourself and you're like, oh, I don't really know what to use with them, or maybe you're wanting to try out jumbo hooks. I mean, like Furls Crochet, those hooks are sold out right now, but I know that there are other companies that have jumbo hooks that you could try. Pink Sheep Design has really, really like giant jumbo hooks. You could try those out, and those are really, really light too. They're 3D print, and they have crazy bright and vibrant colors. As well as Joanne Michaels, they do have bigger hooks and like wooden ones too. How much are they on sale right now? Because I got everything on sale too, and I think it was $8.99. Like, these two, I found them around the same time. There's 12 colors, all very nature neutral type of colors. The teal is kind of pretty. That's a pop one, but right in the middle there, right? No, that's flack. Pumpkin. Let me show you that one. I keep saying pumpkin spice, but like, I guess it's just pumpkin. There we go. I want to try this one. $9.59. That's how much it is. I want to say that it was $8.99 though. Yeah, because I think it was 30% off all of the Lion brands. They do that quite often. They'll take Lion brand and they'll do like 30% or 40% off the entire line, like whatever they have. And sometimes it's kind of hard because like things are very picked over for obvious reason. Like, everybody loves Lion brands. 20% is still pretty good because 20% and then add the 25% if you can order it and pick it up in person. I want to make another one for myself to put at the end of my bed, or actually maybe I'll keep this one and then get a different color, because I think the person that I'm making it for, I think they would like a silver. They have a pearl like color in there. So the pearl with the black and the gray, they might like that a little bit better. Personally, I think I was just like captivated by the cranberry and got that and just like made it. Like these are my colors. These are altknots colors, so I might have to make another one. I honestly don't remember how many skeins I used in order to make this blanket. It was quite a few, so I'm sure we'll find more in here. This one that I just threw on the ground because I was so excited. The Caron anniversary cakes. This is a project that I have been working on and working on and working on. I feel like forever. There was one point where I was like, I am never going to finish this. This is my life. I'm forever going to be staring at this yarn. Not that I didn't like it. I just, I don't know. I kept setting the blanket down. That's what it was. It was a blanket. I was working it up and I was going to have it ready for Xmas season. Xmas came and went. I still didn't get it done and I powered through it during February. That was like right next to the side of my couch. I was like, this is it. This is what you're working on, Kayla. We are getting this blanket done because it was so big. I mean, obviously, these are the jumbo ones. So how much yarn is it? It's kind of ridiculous. 1,000 grams, 1,061 yards, 35.3 ounces. Like, it's big. This is a chunky ball of yarn, but they're so fun. And every time they come out with them, I'm like, should I get one? Should I leave it be? I always should say, just leave it be. Kayla, you've already done it. This is year 2 now that I've got their anniversary yarn. But like, it's just so fun and I don't know, whatever. I'm sure I'll get it next year because this is a limited time only, so they don't have it anymore. But the thing that's cool about it is it's no wool. It makes for an excellent blanket, especially for gifting, machine wash and dry. I have personally made myself a couple of blankets with this and yeah, it holds up really well. Well, they're not mine anymore. My cats have stolen them, but they love them. They make little biscuits in it all the time and it's held up really well. Hardly any pileating on it, which is fantastic. Super bulky, number 6. So I feel like we don't even need to like wait around. Like, yes, I will definitely get one of these next year again. On the inside, it does have an actual pattern and it's this gorgeous blanket right here that I got so excited about, but it is knit. So if you know how to knit, do this blanket because I think it looks fantastic. Like, it just looks so fun too. Double the stripes knit blanket. Yeah, it looks amazing. They did have other ones that had a crochet blanket on it, and like, again, I can just go to their site, but it's kind of fun when it's on here. It's like, oh, a mystery pattern. Like, which one am I gonna get? This was the Sticks and Stones. It used an 8mm crochet hook, and I think I used an 8mm. This one is packed away, but I will go and get it so I can show you what it looks like because, again, I have been staring at this thing for months and months and months. And we need to have a moment of like, hurrah, it's done. Yay, all finished. I ended up making this one for a tiny human again. So it's gonna be a little heavy, but I didn't make it quite as long. This is a free pattern too on my blog. So if you like how this turned out, definitely go ahead and snag that, make your own blanket. I just feel like this stitch works so perfectly because it just has a natural stripe of yarn through it, and especially how the like size that I ended up doing with this, I don't know, I couldn't tell you. I just started making it. I didn't, again, write down how many rows or how many stitches I did. Started working up with it, and whenever the yarn was done, it was done. But the pattern does actually have a count. We have rows, we have stitches, we have foundation chain. This one was just, I don't know, spur of the moment. I wanted to like work it up right that second, and then I didn't write anything down. I also ended up putting a little tag on it since I'm gonna gift it away. This is just a big pack that I get from Hobie yarn. I have different ones that say different things on there. I haven't put a tag on any of my creations, like ever, no. And I have a whole stack of tags, so I thought it would be super cute. And I was right, it totally is super cute. If you also have tags and you haven't used them, this is your sign, this is your moment. Add tags onto your blankets. I will definitely get this again. However, I'm very glad that they only do this once a year. I mean, it's their anniversary cake, so it's their celebration cake of yarn. Every time I see it in Michael's, so like walking through, I was like, should I get another one of these? I know I'm not done with the pattern that I already started, but like, should we just be crazy and grab another one? So glad that I didn't, because by the end of it, I was just very tired of it. And in fairness, I can't even really say that it's yarn. Hello, Alanis. Oh, she's all tired. It was Xmas season. There was a lot of things going on. I did get a little bit of burnout this year. I was making way more presents than I have any previous year. So I think that was just my problem. And like a blanket, it's a big commitment. It takes a lot of time. So that was just all on me. But again, once a year is totally enough. More yarn inspirations. Bernat blanket, extra thick. And I made another blanket from this. I mean, technically it's not done. I only had these 2 balls of yarn, but I wanted to use or test out my 30mm crochet hook, and this one suggests using a 25mm crochet hook. So I thought, you know what, perfect. It's 100% polyester, which means you can throw it in the washer and the dryer, which is yay. I love that about blanket yarn. And it had a pattern right on the side of it, and it is crochet. I started making this, but then I was like, you know what? No, I want to use the herringbone half double crochet stitch, which is part of my Stitch and Scream crochet along blanket. I just kind of fell in love with that stitch, so everything and anything that I could start like with that stitch, I did that. Here is the blanket, or like what I have done with it, and this is in the color Coal. It's not a new yarn by any means. Again, it's been at Joann's. It's been on their site for quite a while, and they have a ton of different colors. I've made rugs from this. I've made other blankets. Actually, in my kitchen and my bathroom right now, I have a big fluffy rug. I mean, because like it's just perfect for that. I don't know that I would use it for wearables often, but like blankets and rugs, this yarn seems to be perfect for that. So whenever I get this done, I get it done. Like, it's not on my list of things of like check off today, I must work on it. I don't even have any more of this. Like, these were the only 2 balls in the yarn dungeon, and that was it. I think they're on sale again. I mean, obviously they have that giant coupon that kind of like umbrellas over everything. Normally $23.99. They're on sale for $18.99 right now, and they have quite a few colors. Oh yeah, like, okay, get ready for this. Many colors. There we go. Tons and tons and tons. They have solids. They have stripes. I don't even know how many more balls of this yarn I'm going to need, because this is 2. Back up here. 2. That's it. That's all the further that I've got with this blanket. I mean, it is huge. I made it big. Okay, so when I make blankets for myself, I don't think of like sharing my blanket, you know, like my blanket is my blanket. If you would like another blanket to watch a movie with me, there's a pile of blankets over there. I like to be cozy, and I like my blankets a certain way, so like I don't want to share. Into the pile of, yes, I will be buying more. All right, what are you? Lion Brand. Oh yes, Lion Brand Jiffy. This is stuff that they brought out of the vault, which they do every once in a while, and it was a very fluffy type of yarn, and I worked it up on my knitting machine into a shrug. I'm gonna even throw it on. Yeah, I was like, I have a t-shirt. It looks kind of weird with t-shirts. It's meant for more like if I have a tank top on, or, you know, Jamie's just chilling and everything. Actually, it doesn't look that bad. Yeah, it doesn't look terrible with my little kitty and coffee t-shirt. If they would have this in a black, I would say I'm gonna stock up as much as I can. This is the only color that I really liked from this collection. However, this stuff is soft. Like, it is ridiculously soft, fluffy. That's why I use it for like chilling at the end of the night when I'm trying to get cozy and kind of like wind down from the day. It's a bulky number 5, uses a 6.5mm crochet hook. That didn't really apply to me because I did it on my Addy machine. It is machine wash gentle and lay flat to dry. I have washed it twice now, and you can see it's still really soft and fluffy. It hasn't like matted anything down, and I do lay it flat to dry. I loved it. If they had a black or a charcoal, I would love it even more, but they didn't really have that many colors, and also it's from the vault, so we don't really know how long it's gonna be back, so I'm gonna put it in the probably not. Like, this will probably be the only time that I get to play around with it. I really don't know how many I've made of those shrugs. Like, they are my go-to accessory right now. Some Wander yarn, and this is in pomegranate. So this is for the Stitch and Scream blanket. I'm sure we'll find a pile more because every square I've been using a little less than 3 of these. More Forever Fleece, like I said, in the pile of keep. Red Heart Ogo. So this is another shrug that I made on my knitting machine. I don't know that this is something that I have to have all the time. I'm a sucker for the gimmick of this. I love the fact that it comes in a circle and you can cut the side and pull from either end. That's something I learned. I thought there was only one side, but no, there are 2 sides that you can pull from. One comes from like the outside, which they show you right here, and the other one goes almost like the middle. So I pulled from the outside and it kind of like wormed around. So on the adding machine, it wasn't super compatible with it. When I'm crocheting with it, like this blanket, oh yeah, that's why I was keeping this. I am gonna make this blanket. Yes, 100% gonna make this blanket. I just need to grab the different yarn because it says 9 of this color and then 4 of the white for the border. Yeah, I'm starting this blanket. It looks so freaking fun. I might use some other like yarn from Yarnspiration. If they drop yarn all the time, like new lines and new colors. So I'm just gonna kind of like keep this in the back of my head for the pattern, and then whenever I see some colors that I like, I'm gonna start up with that. Do I need to have this in the yarn dungeon? No, but every time it goes on sale, I definitely grab some because it's just fun. As well as the Caron Colorama Halo. Okay. The only problem that I have with this yarn is that I'm not a huge fan of the color selection. It's very limited and all of the colors are very like upbeat and happy. There's no just like charcoal, carbon, something like that. Like I would like a nice black neutral. Otherwise, it's an ombre, which I do have the one that I used. This one is probably my favorite. This one is going to be gifted away, and then this is the red heart. That's actually the Ogo red heart that I used just for the border. But this stuff is so fluffy and so soft, and I love how there's a little bit more room and drape for this. But yeah, if this whole thing was like an ombre, like black to charcoal, oh, Mace of Skein. So this is probably the most ridiculous thing that I made in February. I made some pants on my knitting machine, which that in and of itself is not ridiculous, but I used all of my favorite hand-dyed yarn that was Halloween themed. So lots of reds, lots of pinks, some blacks, muted gray, and this one was called Ruby Slipper and Bloody Valentine. I had just had this. This was actually a part of her line from last year, and I still had a skein of each, and I was like, okay, that's it. Like, I need to use it for something. I can't let it sit here. Like, it needs to turn into something. Here we have the most ridiculous Halloween pants. They are super cozy though, and they look crazy skinny, but the thing, it like stretches. It's like a fishnet. It stretches out. Normally, the yarn that I use is like a worsted weight. It's not like some of this was, it was all different. So we have worsted weight here. This one was a DK. Down here, this is fingering with some alpaca put together. There we go. The Bloody Valentine right there. What are you? I don't remember what this is. Oh, this was from her Halloween collection, actually. So that was a DK weight. Like, literally, they were all super different. But normally, when I make it with just like one weight of yarn, then it has a lot more stretch and give to it. I made it simply because I wanted to. There was no other reason, and I have no regrets. I freaking love them. And I haven't woven the ends in yet because there's a lot of them, and I just haven't felt like doing it. Big Twist Value Black. I'm thinking I just made hats on my knitting machine. This is something that I always have on hand. It's acrylic. You can throw it in the wash and the dryer, and it makes for really good gifts too. Medium number 4 weight, uses a 5mm crochet hook, but yeah, I'd throw it on my adding machine. 6 ounces, 140 grams, so you can make quite a few hats on the adding machine. What is this? More Wool Wow. Let's start a pile of that. More Wander yarn. I guess I didn't even show the label. So a worsted number 4 medium, uses a 5mm crochet hook, but I'm using a 5.5 for my blanket. This is a yarn that I do really enjoy. This is a cardigan that I started in, I want to say like November, and it's still not done. All the pieces are done, but I just need to like do the border and attach the cuffs, and it's just taking me a while. So here we are. Again, it's not on my list of things to do, which is why it keeps getting pushed back, because I find new things that I want to work up and then it just gets pushed back even further. So 65% baby alpaca, we have 10% wool. It is very cozy. Number 4 medium, and I do actually have that here. None of the ends are woven in, but I honestly have been using it. So it's just chilling in my movie room because it's like so cozy. Very big jumbo oversize. Personally, I think I made it a little bit too big. That's okay. There are little bits of like distressed parts in it too. It works really well with this yarn because it's light and fluffy. So distressed moments kind of happen naturally. And then the part here zigzag stitched together. Not exactly how I wanted it to turn out, so I think that's what it is, but I will finish it. Like, I'll put the cuffs on and we'll use it. I do have a lot of this in black, white, and I have red and gray too, so I like this yarn a lot. And did I say it's from Hobie? It's Davina from Hobie Yarns. There we go. Muse 2320. Lake Itasca. Okay, this is my subscription yarn from Muse 2320, hand-dyed yarn. So Troop 2320 set, every single month I get a new DK weight yarn. Yeah, and it's like each month has a different theme to it, and this month was Lake Itasca, making a beanie with it every single month because I wanted it to be something quick, easy, and something that I would use too. So this is exactly it. Like, I often use beanies. It's something that I can give away too. I definitely am going to keep all 12 of these just to see all of them next to each other and like the colors, and then I don't really need 12 beanies, but luckily at the end of the year we'll be in Xmas season, so I'll have 12 beanies ready to go and like gorgeous hand-dyed beanie yarn. Like, yes, absolutely. Muse 2320 is always 100% yes. This has sadly already been gifted. It is called Radioactive Bubblegum, and it was the brightest, most intense neon yarn that I've ever seen. The person that I gifted it to absolutely loved it. So from that standpoint, I'm very happy with it. But yeah, it's gone. Like, it's been gifted away. Drop Bear DK, it's 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. I will say this is a hot commodity because when I went to order it the first time, sold out. Entirely cleaned out. The next time when I was actually able to grab 2 skeins, no, I have one left, never mind. I was able to grab a couple of them, and the hat only used 1 hank of yarn. Look at that. I have no idea what I'm gonna do with this one, but it is out. I'm saving it like for that perfect moment where I'm like, yes, you know what would make this project pop? Radioactive Bubblegum. Netherline brands, I like big yarn. I have a couple of them here. This is in color Beeswax, which is kind of perfect with what I created. Another thing that's not finished, I started quite a few projects this month and I was like, you know what, not finishing. This is part of my Scare Bear collection that I've been working on. Like the first or second week of February, the movie Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey came out. I went to see that in theaters. I can't even express how much I loved that movie. It was campy, it was ridiculous, super low budget. I had a great time at it, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make a stuffy because I really loved this movie. So the yarn that I use is like the body. This is the beeswax yarn. Another one that's bulky chunky that I never would have picked up. I was interested in it because it looks really cool. It's like a fun texture. It's almost like a Lisette fork. 100% acrylic, 19mm crochet hook. What did I use for this? I think I used a 12. I bumped it all the way down to a 12 for the stuffy. But then the overalls, everything is like you can take this part off because that's like a really big thing for me when I make stuffies. Like, I don't want this to be a part of it. Like, I want the bear to be the bear and then the clothes and accessories to come separate. I also have a little honey pot. I haven't quite figured out what I'm gonna do with the top of it or like how he's gonna hold it. We're gonna get there eventually. And I have to put something on its tummy too, obviously. It's a Scare Bear. The shirt top is just 4 granny squares put together to make this little tiny shirt. I, at one time, had put all these together with like an idea of a cardigan, and then I was like, actually, I don't want to make that cardigan. So these granny squares have just been chilling in the yarn dungeon for probably a year or more, honestly. This was like alpaca and just some acrylic yarn. I think a half double crochet on the bottom to kind of tie it all together, and then on the sides too, made like little sleeves for him. Personally, I love it. It just turned out way bigger than I was expecting. Is this a yarn that I'm ever gonna reach for again? If I'm gonna be honest, probably not. There was very limited coloring. I did get some like a light rose gold in hopes of like making Piglet to go with Pooh, but this just took so long. And I mean, like with the overalls and everything, the construction of it, like it just took a very long time. So I didn't get started on that one yet. Like there wasn't anything wrong with it. I just don't see myself ever reaching for it or like getting more colors to play around with. I have 5 more skeins of this, and I think like when it's done, it'll be done. More Muse yarn. This was again a part of the pants that I made. No, this was a hat. Never mind, just kidding. This is the Ramones. Yeah. The color, this yellow, is called Highlighter. And she was just hanking these up when I went into the store, so there was no tag with it. But these two are 2 different separate ones. The little bits of pink and you can see like gray and stuff like that, that was the Ramones. It was very, very bright color in and of itself, but it was fingering weight, I think. Yeah, 2-ply fingering weight. So in order to make a hat on the adding machine, I had to hold it together with something else. I didn't have to, but I find like using just fingering weight yarn by itself tends to stretch it a little bit. So for things like cardigans, crop tops, that's fantastic. But when I want it to be a beanie a little bit thicker, I have to hold it together with something. So ribbon cotton yarn, I ended up making another catch-all basket for the side of my desk. Here it is, just really little. The bottom part is like a piece of plywood that already has holes into it. You just crochet right in the little hole and build the basket up. I've made many, many, many of these. The ribbon yarn is a yes for me. I use it all the time. I make baskets, I make other things with it. It's fun to make ornaments with it as well. Yes pile. Big Twist Living. Okay. This one, I'm kind of at a crossroad. So I love the yarn by itself, Big Twist Living. I will always buy this. It's especially amazing when it's on sale. I got this when it was $2.99 at Joanna Fabrics. Number 4 medium 4.5 millimeter crochet hook. It's fantastic because it's acrylic. So things like beanies, hats, things that are gonna have a lot of wear and tear, also blankets. Well, I decided, so yes pile right away before I get into this, I decided, what was it, January, that I wanted to make a blanket for the celebration of Friday the 13th. Okay, this is a Tunisian crochet blanket. Again, it's just the simple stitch and it's freaking beautiful. If you've tried this yarn, you already know, but it's very, very soft. It almost has like a silky feel to it. I've been working on this for almost 3 months now, and this is all the further that I've gotten. Yes, it is a big throw, 6 or 6.5. It's even a 6.5 millimeter hook for my Tunisian hook that I have, and I'm just, it's taking forever. Like, that's what it is. It's taking forever, and so I think I'm gonna frog it because there's a lot of other things that I could use this yarn for. And also, like, I haven't picked it up in like the past couple of weeks. I've had zero interest in working on this. To me, that says like I'm done with it, frog it, put it into something else. Don't like leaving projects half done like this when I already kind of know in the back of my head that like, I don't ever want to go back to it. You know what I mean? Like, that's just very silly. And yes, have I put a lot of time into this? Absolutely. Like, I've been working again since January on this, but if the spark and desire and the joy and creativity is not there for me anymore, it's just, It's not worth it. One day we're gonna have to frog this whole thing. I don't know, we'll probably have to like get back and like do it as a live because it will be a little bit sad. And I gotta keep reminding myself that like frogging it is the best thing because otherwise it's just gonna sit here. It's gonna sit here and it's gonna collect dust, and that's just silly in and of itself. So this project is the first one out of all of this, or of the beginning of the year 2023. This will be my first totally frogged project that I have no intention of going back to or like restarting it, which that's pretty good. Normally by March, I've had at least a couple of projects. More wander, more big twist. Yeah, I feel like we're gonna find a ton of the big twist because I've used many of those skeins already. Arcane Fiberworks. This was another one that was part of my crazy Halloween pants that I made. The name of the hank is Blood Magic. It is still on their site. So this isn't Halloween specific. It was just on their site and it was DK weight. Wanted to try it. Didn't have any plans for it. So that's why it got put into my pants. Fangirl Fibers. Okay, this is another one that we need to talk about. I just was like, oh, I'm doing really well. Okay, no, I need to talk about this one too. This is part of my subscription for a sock weight yarn. It's a monthly subscription. I get one fingering weight hank of sock weight and it's all spooky themed. There is a little sheet that is sent along and I've been saving them for what the inspiration was for that hank of yarn. And like down here you can see the colors all pulled out of this super spooky painting. I freaking love it so much. My goal for this was to take this hank of yarn and crochet a pair of socks every single month. However, I did not expect myself to not want to make crochet socks. Like I didn't think this was gonna be the year that I was like, I don't wanna make them anymore. Like I'm not in the mood to make socks. So I did do a half of a sock. Oh, perfect. As a pair of socks. I don't know, my inspiration for it is just not there. It did come with stitch markers too, and they're little gothic fairies. Totally love that part of it too. So there's two spooky subscriptions. Like it didn't come together. It's the yarn and the stitch marker, but I had to have both. And then here is it all caked up. It just screams fall. Like I love all the colors together. I'm gonna have to pick a different project for it because I'm still gonna use it every single month. I'm gonna get some more of this yarn. Oh, also it's called Halloween Twilight. Forgot to mention that. Spooky all year round, cute names, adorable colors. Like I need to figure something out with it, but apparently it's just not socks. And that's okay. Like I just need to pivot a little bit. But this one, I don't know if I'll find all of them. It was part of a mystery bag for Hobie, and it was their Halloween mystery bag, which was just full of romantic Valentine colors. Like that was the palette. And so when I opened it up, I was like, oh my gosh, like what am I actually gonna do with this? The Amigo, which was a big, thick and chunky yarn. Love this stuff. We'll totally be getting more of it. And the Umame, big, chunky, but very fluffy. The other one was very thick and stiff. This one is fluffy, more to use for like wearables. I created a My Bloody Valentine Scare Bear, probably my all-time favorite thing that I made for the month of February. Like, absolutely. We have a cute little axe pick right here, nice little gas mask. This was the Donna yarn, which, here we go, right here. Yeah, Donna Hobie. Brand new to me. I had never tried this, but it's a really fun, like it's cotton and metallic, but also for crop tops and shorts, any sort of like summer wearable, I would highly suggest trying this out. But the gas mask, again, it comes off. It's not just a part of the bear. Everything comes off. And then we have a little broken heart because, you know, My Bloody Valentine. If you are still here, let me grab my coffee real quick. Cheers. Thank you for hanging out. I know this was a lot, and for whatever reason, I did not think February was gonna have this much, but here we are. Whenever the sand planter is full, I should know better. It was a creative month. That's just what it was. I had a lot of new yarn that I tried, which kind of opened up into new and different projects to try as well. If there's some new yarn that you've seen that you're like, okay, Kayla, you have to try this, let me know. I am constantly looking for new yarn, hand-dyed yarn, yarn from craft stores, like all of the yarn. I'd want to try all of it, and March is a new month. Even though I only have a couple of weeks left in March, we still have time. Like, that's what I'm saying. We have time to try some new things. I have plenty of yarn coming from Hobie. They come out with new stuff all of the time. So 2023, I feel like it's just gonna be the trying new thing in the yarn dungeon year. So thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope you had a great time chilling in the yarn dungeon. I'm gonna officially let you go. Continue on with your day. As always, I hope you have a fantastically spooky rest of your day. Cheers with my incredibly cold coffee, and I will see you in my next video.